everybody, it's me, Courtney from Little Lamb Homestead, and today is a little bit different of a video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I budget my money, and I'm doing this because I believe that being debt-free and budgeting your money is a big part of sustainability, because you do have to live off what you make. I have decided to share my income because anybody who knows me personally could look up my my job title on my company's website and find out what I get paid. So I don't feel like it's a huge deal to share that with people. Also, I'm not doing this to brag in any way. I am simply showing this so that I can help people learn how to budget, and I want to inspire people who may be in the same situation as me to budget and realize that, you know, there are ways to do it, and you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck forever. Now, I do understand that some people, you know, are not as fortunate and this may not work for them. However, you know, I do want to give resources for people to use so that maybe they can adapt the way I do things so that it can work for them. And I actually do things differently than what a lot of other people do, and I'll show you that as we go along. But yeah, I'm not trying to brag in any way. I just want to do this to help support people that are trying to budget, show people how I'm budgeting, and inspire them to maybe try it out. And I'm also starting to offer lifestyle coaching, which personal finance will be one of the goals. So I want to be able to reference these videos in the future for future clients to kind of see how things work for me. So I'm going to tilt this just a little bit, and I really hope you can see my pen. All I have is a purple pen right now. So this first spread is how I map out my monthly budget. Let me see. Okay. So this is how I map out my monthly budget. So this takes my whole month's paychecks, or my whole month income, my monthly bills and expenses, and my monthly cash and savings. So I'm going to start by listing my bills and expenses. And don't mind me if I spell things wrong. I'm not really the best speller in the world. So bills and expenses are things that you have to pay every single month. They're bills, rent, your phone bills, internet, stuff that is routine, and the same exact price every single month. So this is where I'm going to list my credit. So I do have a Credit One card, and this minimum payment is $52. Now I do follow the Dave Ramsey budget. So basically I have a debt snowball, which I will explain a little bit later. But basically I am writing my minimum payments down that have to be paid every single month, and yeah. So my car payment, I technically round up just because it makes more sense to me, which technically doesn't follow the Dave Ramsey principle, but I like to round up to $200 a month. Okay, so these are all of my monthly expenses that I have to pay no matter what. Total equals $290. Now, I know that I'm very, very lucky to not have to pay rent. I currently live in my parents' basement. So I don't pay rent. I don't, pay any cable bills or phone bills right now, because that's how my parents are helping me. They couldn't really help me in college, so this is, the way that they're helping me. They're letting me live rent-free, and paying my phone bill still, which I'm extremely grateful for, and I know that some people aren't as lucky. So obviously you would put that stuff right here. But let me move this down a little bit. So next I'm going to put cash and savings. So this stuff up here, I choose to leave in my checking account because I pay all of this digitally. The stuff that I'm going to be writing out here is cash that I take out when I get paid, and I get paid bi-weekly. So all of these numbers are bi-week. Well, these numbers are going to be monthly, but you will see numbers bi-weekly. So this cash and saving is stuff that I take out every single time I'm paid in cash, and then once I run out of cash, I don't spend any more money. So I'm going to write cash and savings, and you'll understand why I say savings in a little bit, because I'm going to show you guys that too. So I'm going to start with groceries. And again, don't mind my awful spelling. So the bills and expenses, those are the same every single month no matter what. But because November technically has 3 paychecks for me, these are going to be a little inflated compared to what they usually are every month. So these numbers are going to be a little bit higher this month, which maybe this wasn't a great month to start a budgeting video, but you'll see next month when I set up another budget. So this category gets $180 for the entire month. So I will put in parentheses here that it's $60 bi-weekly. So I budget myself $60 every other week to spend on groceries. But this right here is the monthly budget. Gas is $360 for the entire month. And I know that sounds really high, but I budget myself $120 every other week because I travel so much for work. I use my personal car to go to and from appointments with my clients, and so I do a lot of driving every month, and I do get reimbursed mileage, but I do that monthly. I do that once a month, and I want to make sure I have enough gas money budgeted each week. This is my personal spending money. This is what I give myself to spend on whatever I want. So I budget myself $180, and that is $60 every other week to spend on whatever I want. That is fast food, makeup, fun things that I want to do for myself. I have date night, which is money that I spend when I'm with Eric, and I allot $150 for this month, and that is $50 a week, or every other week. And then I have my sinking funds, which I will explain later, and that will get $360 this month, which is $120 every other week. So this total, hopefully you can see that, is let's see, $1,230. So Now I'm going to take the total from my cash and savings and add it with my bills and expenses. I'm going to put that down here. So the total that I will be spending in the month of November is going to be $1,520. And I will say that this is an estimate. These numbers specifically can change depending on the week. So if I know that I have a party coming up and I need to budget extra to buy food for a party, I can increase this or decrease this depending on the week. And then also it is important to note that this stuff stays the same, but this stuff can go up and down depending on the paycheck. So this is my estimated total spent for the month, and I will add the zeros after. Now, like I said, this month I am getting 3 paychecks, so my income for November will equal $2,430. And there's some change in that, I'm sure, but I don't really pay attention to that. So a lot of people so Dave Ramsey has you do a $0 budget. So that means that this plus this equals your income and that's it. However, I do things a little bit differently and you'll see that throughout the month. And hopefully it will make sense. But basically the leftover money that I'm not spending will equal $910. And so this would be my estimate debt snowball payment. And I will write that. Estimate debt snowball. So I will go ahead and explain that now. So Dave Ramsey says that you pay the minimum payment each month, and then whatever you have left over goes into the smallest sized debt. So right now, my current debt snowball is my credit 1. So, like I said, this $910 is an estimate, but if that's what I have left over at the end of the month, that money is going to go to paying off my credit 1 credit card. And I'll explain a little bit more about this later because I'm actually very close to paying off this credit card, which is really, really exciting for me because the annual fee is this month and I really want to cancel that credit card before I get slammed with a $90 charge. So this leftover money would, in theory, go to the debt snowball. Like I said, this is an estimate. It's likely going to be a little bit different because I will probably end up changing some of these numbers to cushion myself for next month, as next month is December and it's Christmas, and I'm going to be spending a little bit more money on groceries and in my sinking funds, I'm sure, in the next coming weeks. But this is basically what my monthly budget is going to look like. So now I'm going to show you my week 1 paycheck budget. Alright, so we have paycheck number 1. And the income for this paycheck, and I actually just got it today, is $810. And this is after health insurance, after retirement, all that good stuff. So this is what I bring home after that kind of stuff. So a lot of people will take their bills and expenses, cut them in half, and then pay them at either the end of the month or the beginning of the next month. However, I'm lucky enough to be able to afford my bills and expenses to come out of my first paycheck. So I know that sounds kind of confusing, but basically what I do is I pay all of my bills with the first paycheck. So that way the rest of my paychecks can either go towards cash or savings or to my debt snowball. So this is what I'm paying for the month, or for this paycheck. I am paying the entire $52. I am paying the entire $200. PayPal. I am paying, what was it? $28. Planet Fitness is taken out on the 17th. So I technically wouldn't have to budget in this week, or this paycheck, but I do anyway, just to keep my numbers straight. So the total amount of bills and expenses that is coming out of this paycheck is the full $290. Now, like I said, some people will work it out so that they pay everything at the end of the month, and they'll save, for, let's say for the car payment, they would save $100 out of this paycheck, and then they would save $100 out of the next paycheck and pay it at the end of the month. But like I said, I prefer to just pay all my bills on the first paycheck of the month, get it out of the way, and then the next paycheck I can put towards my debt snowball, which has worked out really well for me so far. And I will show you, I'll link a couple of videos down below that do break it in half, so that way you can see it, but I don't like to do it that way. It kind of confuses me. So now we have cash and savings. Alright, so groceries for this paycheck is going to get $60. Gas is going to get $120. Spending will get $60. Date night will get $50. And then my sinking funds this week are going to get $170. So this is where that estimate comes in the monthly budget, because typically I only put $120 towards my sinking funds, but because Christmas is coming up, I'm putting an extra $50 in here. So this total will equal $460. And let me... So I take the total bills and expenses and the total cash and saving, and I add those together. So my total spent, or I should say total budgeted, because I might not necessarily spend all that money, but my total budgeted this month is $750. And then I subtract my income, and I am left with the monthly estimated debt snowball. So at the end of the month, this $60 that's left over will go into my Credit One, account. So, you know what? I am going to show my current debt amount, just so you guys can kind of see what's going on. But as you can see, this is my October debt total. So in my car debt as of October 2019 was $8,538. My credit one was $1,023.12, and my PayPal was $1,018.50, making my total debt $10,579.62. And I will be starting my school loans in a month or two, so that'll be added to this whole equation come December. So I moved back to my November budget because I want to add the debt total down here, and I'm just going to write these out really quick. So for the month of October, I was able to pay down credit one quite a bit because I sold some things, and I didn't spend everything that I budgeted, so that money ended up going into my debt snowball. So my current credit one debt is $471.12. My PayPal is $980 and just 0 cents. And then let's see if my car loan will show up. Sometimes my car loan, the website doesn't update it as often, like it updates it really late in the month, so it's kind of weird. So it's not showing it yet for the month, but I'm just gonna subtract $200. Yeah, so we'll say roughly $8,338. And obviously that's a little off because of what's it called, interest. So that means that my total debt as of right now total equals $9,789.12. And that makes me super excited because I was in the 10,000s, and that's a huge deal. So now I'm going to actually celebrate how much I total paid off. And I'm going to put in parentheses in October just so that I know, obviously, that's how much I paid in October, because it would technically be a month behind, if that makes sense. Let's see. So in the month of October, I was able to pay $790.50 towards my debt. So that is really amazing. And like I said, I know these numbers are probably not obtainable for some people, and I don't want to brag in any way, but I want to show you that it is possible to pay off debt, even though I know some people they get overwhelmed, and that's the problem, is they get overwhelmed, they don't have a budget, and they're just spending money that could be going towards the debt. So this definitely gives a way for people to see it written out, and I mean, I was amazed at how much I was spending on stuff that I don't need. Like, I was ending up with $25 in my bank account on Thursday before I got paid, and I was getting absolutely nowhere paying off my debt. and I think that money was probably going towards food. But now that money is going towards paying off debt so that I don't have to pay the minimum payment anymore. And the big reason that I'm trying to pay off my debt right now is because I really don't want to have to worry about all these little debts when I have my student loan. Which I technically don't really know what that's going to be yet. So I think I'm going to break this up into 2 videos, because I'm going to do the cash envelope stuffing video in another video, just so that you don't have to watch an hour-long video, and if you're not interested in watching me stuff envelopes, you don't have to, but I will explain how I budget in the next video if you want to watch it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please leave them down below, or message me on Instagram or on my Facebook page, because I'd really love to hear your questions. I really want to help people. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!